Next, we move forward with Rajshri Rohidas More. The title of the presentation is Formation of Call Number in Library Science, an Overview. I would request ma'am to present her research paper. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful presentation. We move forward.
Myself Rajeshri More. So now I am working in a Bapuravji Pulak College. So my research topic is the formation of call number in a library science and overview. So uh, basically call number is a very important in all libraries like university libraries, school libraries and college libraries. Call number is a name that means tell you whether the exact address of the book are found in a library. That means where books are found in a libraries. With the help of call number we can uniquely identify. All university and college libraries are arranged book in order and other reading materials in the sleeves using the Library of Congress call number. In this my research paper describe how to generate the call number, class number, book number and collection number. With the help of call number we can uniquely identify books or reading material, and we can provide the faster access of the library service to every reader. So then basically call number are address of the contribution us with the finding the books and reading material in the library. Means where we have to locate the books in a library we can identify with the help of class number. So call number are give to the entity relevance is topics and author title. College and university libraries uses the library of classification call number to arrange the books and their reading material. So and public and school libraries uses the DDC number system to generate the call number. The call number can generated using the two types, that is the based on Library of Congress classification system and DDC system. DDC means duodecimal classification system. So there are two examples are given. So Library of Congress, first was example is the Library of Congress call number. So HN 59 T39.2014. So HN is a first letter, then 59 is a letter followed by the number, and dot T39 is a cutter number, and last 2014, that is 2014 is a year of publication. So then next example is with the help of duodecimal classification we can generate the call number. So 305.200973 T39. So 305 is a main class, that is there are 10 main classes of the DDC, 000 to 900. So basically 305 is the main class, then 200973 is a number followed by that 3 digits, and T39 is a cutter number, that is next set of number. So basically call number can be generated using the formation of three numbers, that is class number, book number and collection number. So basically class number of the book denotes its subject. Suppose there are two methods we have to generate the class number, by using the colon classification system and DDC, that is duodecimal classification system. If we are using the colon classification system, number will be generated by using a colon classification system. If we are using the DDC classification, the class number will be generated according to rules of DDC classification. So in our for example in our libraries we have purchased the 20 textbooks of computer science. Then all 20 books have the same class number. So that's why the new concept will become, after that class number we can create a book number, because two or more books have the same class number for same subject. So that's why we are using the book number. So book number are so every book number in every same subject have different. So there are some methods are available to create a book number. So first one is author surname letter system, that is so author name, some books has author Dr. S.R. Ramanathan, then we are using the first three letter, that is RAN. Then Cutter's Sanborn three-figure method. The Cutter table consists of three or more initial letters from the surname and three-digit number. The letter is E, J, I, O, U, Y and Z that are followed by two-digit numbers. So if we are the books are published in the 1564, so we are and the author name is J.D. Brown, so we are write down for J for initial, and then next one is the 64. Then Visco system of the year publication. So in that, so S.R. Ramanathan was born in 1933, so that's why we are using the last two digit is a 33, and N is the author of that book initial letter. Then next one is Dr. S.R. Ramanathan tells some formula to generate the book number. So that method is a colon book number system. According to Dr. S.R. Ramanathan, book number classification formula is given. So LFYA dot PSCGEVN. So L is a language of that document. F is a form of that document. Y is the year of publication. A is the accession number. Then V is a volume of that document, and yes suggest the supplement number. C is a copy of that document. G is a G is a evaluation number, and EVN is a accession part of that evaluation number. So the next one is a collection number. So collection number is optional. So it indicates the collection made in some symbols called a collection. Basically why we are using the collection number? Suppose there are some big colleges, so same newspaper, there are a copy of same newspaper will be for reading room, the reading room in library. Then department can also use the newspaper, and office staff will give also the same newspaper. So that's why we are classify that same reading material with the help of their collection number. Suppose we are using reading material for the reading book, so we are using the RR. Then suppose it is the periodical, so we are using the PC. And physics department, so in physics department we are using, so in physics department, so collection number is a DC. So basically physics department, P for physics, so basically collection number will be generated PC. So but here according to colon classification, physics subject indicates with the help of D letters, so that's why collection number is a DC. So finally conclusion of my research is, in classification each book is provided with distinct numbers specified to which can be used calling the book from the start and replacing on its return to its right place. Then these call number are fixed position of the book or any document of the sequence that is uniquely arrangement of with the help of locate the through every entity in a catalog. Each document has its own individual class number, so which comprises the class and which represent the throughout the content of the books and book number, which can represent one or more following: author number, year of publication, accession number, and so many appropriate features. So there are here there are some references are given for my research. Thank you all of you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful research paper. Next, we move forward with the role of computerized library in higher education. And the author is Dr. Murlidhar Pandit Gaikwad. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Myself, Dr. Murlidhar Pandit Gaikwad from Vasantrao Naik College, Arts and Commerce, Murud, Janjira, District Raigad. My title is in Marathi, उच्च शिक्षणामध्ये ग्रंथालय संगणकाचे व्यवस्थापन. सुरुवातीस शिक्षणामध्ये ग्रंथालयाची महत्त्वाची भूमिका लागते. अगोदरच्या काळात म्हणजे प्राचीन काळी जगात ज्ञानाचा प्रसार झाला नव्हता, तेव्हा 4थ्या आणि 5व्या शतकात भारतात अत्यंत वैभवशाली ग्रंथालय अस्तित्वात होती. त्यामध्ये नालंदा, तक्षशिला, राजगृह इत्यादी होत. 10व्या शतकामध्ये युरोपमध्ये ग्रीस व रोमन भाषेत वाङ्मय निर्मिती झाली आणि 14व्या आणि 15व्या शतकात पुनर्साक्षीदार ठरले व त्यानंतर छपाईचा शोध लागला आणि क्रांती झाली. शिक्षणामध्ये आमूलाग्र बदल झाले. त्या काळात शिक्षणाची आवड निर्माण झाली, त्यामुळे पुस्तक खरेदीमध्ये सुद्धा वाढ झाली आणि नंतर ग्रंथालय चळवळीला एक वेगळी चालना मिळाली आणि ग्रंथालयाची निर्मिती झाली. त्यानंतर पारंपरिक पद्धतीमध्ये ग्रंथालयामध्ये सुरुवातीला वर्गीकरण ही पद्धत होती. म्हणजे वर्गीकरणामध्ये साधारणतः तर्कशुद्ध आणि योग्य नियम, उपनियम यांची माहिती करून घ्यायची असते. यामुळे ग्रंथालयामध्ये हजारो ग्रंथांची रचना कमी वेळेत करता आली. त्याचप्रमाणे लाखो ग्रंथामध्ये किंवा लाखो ग्रंथामधून वाचकांना हवा असलेला ग्रंथ कमीत कमी वेळेत शोधून देता आला. या वर्गीकरणाचे जे काही शास्त्रीय फायदे आहेत, त्यामध्ये एकाच विषयाचे आणि उपविषयाचे जे ग्रंथ असतात किंवा पुस्तिका, नियतकालिके, संदर्भ ग्रंथ यासारखे साहित्य एकत्र करता येते. यामुळे विषयाला आणि अभ्यासाला किंवा विद्यार्थ्यांना सर्व ज्ञान साहित्य एकत्र पाहण्यास मिळू शकते. त्यानंतर अनेक त्याचे फायदे आहेत. विषयाची आणि उपविषयाची विभागणी तर्कशुद्ध करता येते. शैक्षणिक ग्रंथालयामध्ये माध्यमिक शाळांची ग्रंथालय, महाविद्यालयीन ग्रंथालय, विद्यापीठ ग्रंथालय असे गट करता येतात आणि हे गट शास्त्रीय तर्कसंगत असे असू शकतात.
Forward to Mr. Gaikwad Amol Vittal. The title of the presentation is Application of Open Source Software for Library Management System in Colleges of India. Thank you so much, sir.
Namaste. I am Amol Gaikwad, librarian Pratap Singh Moite Patil Mahavidyalaya Karmala. I am going to present research paper in National In Conference, which will be held on 7th February 2022 by IQAC and Library Committee, Thakur Shyamnarayan Degree College, Mumbai, in association with IQAC and Library Committee, Vasantrao Naik College of Arts and Commerce, Murud, Janjira. The topic of my presentation is application of open source software for library management system in colleges of India. Next is content. These are the contents of my presentation: introduction, examples of open source software, college libraries and open source software, advantages of open source software, disadvantages of open source software, conclusion, and last is references. Next is introduction. In introduction, we'll see from the last few years, application of open source software has been spread rapidly in the world. In India, also use of open source software is increasing day by day. At the present time, college libraries are also using open source software technology for library management. For the library management, the term open source refers to something people can modify and share because its design is publicly accessible. Open source software is a software with source code that anyone can inspect, modify, and enhance. Uh, in my research paper, I will highlight the application of open source software for library management system in colleges of India. Then I will also describe advantages and disadvantages of open source software. I will also highlight the role of librarian about awareness of open source software uh, for library management system. Next is uh, the examples of open source software. These are the some examples of open source software are Android, Linux, Apache Server, Ionic, MySQL, etc. The open source software for library management system is Koha, Evergreen, Bibliothèque, Opals, Invenio, Slims, Greenstone, Folio, NewGenLib, etc. Among these, Koha is most popular open source software for library management mm, in India. Uh, Next is college libraries and open source software. At present, digital libraries are also playing an important role for developing institutional repositories. For the digitization, many softwares are available in the market. DSpace and ePrints are the most popular open source software for building institutional repositories. The use of content management system is also increasing day by day in the libraries. There is several open source content management software available for managing library website or institutional website. The most popular among these software are Drupal, Plone, Joomla, WordPress, etc. Next is advantages of open source software. Some advantages of open source software are listed below. First is free. This open source software open source software is free. Then flexible. Open source software is also flexible. Then stable, ingenuity, community, opportunities, license management. Because of time, I will explain only one from this. Uh, Among these, license management, OSS can be downloaded and installed as many times and many locations respectively. It never track, count, or monitor for license compliance. Means we can download many times, many locations. Uh, hmm, no, there is no restrictions. Next is disadvantages of open source software are first is lack of friendly user interfaces, compatibility issues, liability issues, unexpected cost, software version, online support, formal training. Uh, then next is last is conclusion. The use of open source software saves time, money, and resources due to technical knowledge of open source software. Many college libraries are not installing OSS in their respective libraries. Therefore, every librarian should participate in the workshops, seminars, conferences of open source software. They can improve technical skills after participation in such types of workshops, seminars, conferences, faculty development program, refresher course, etc. Technically skilled librarians should organize training programs or workshops in their colleges. If the libraries have budget issue, they can use open source software for the library automation, institutional repositories, and content management. These are the references, and thank you.
Mr. Vitthal Naikwadi, the title of his presentation research is Enhancing Library Service Using Library Management Systems, LMS, and Overview. I would request Sir to present this paper. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful presentation. We move forward with
Namaste. My name is Vitthal Naikwadi, working as a librarian at Baburauji Golab College, Sangvi, Pune. Today, I am going to present paper on enhancing library services using library management system and overview. Library management system is called library management software or integrated library management software. It is a platform to transfer traditional libraries into digital libraries. According to the changing technology, traditional libraries are going toward digitalization. Both the library and library management system or software are independent. Without LMS system, library automation cannot be possible. Libraries have changed their services in the current era of information explosion by utilizing information communication technology. Library management system helps traditional libraries become digital libraries. The present paper focuses on meaning and concept of library management system, functions, advantages of library management system, the concept of library automation and its benefits, an overview of LMS and open source software in the changing scenario of information communication technologies. Some are the functions of library management system: categorizing, organizing library materials, including books, journals, magazines, newspapers, catalog management, circulation management, the process of maintaining track of stock of periodical, magazines, newspaper is known as serial management. Create barcodes for library materials or unique identification number. Barcode scanning is a process that involves scanning the barcode with a scanner. Online access, the online public catalog for public interface. Some of the advantages of library management system: it increases the efficiency of librarians or library staff. Mobile access is available at any time from any location in the world. Helps to control the library functions effectively. Save the time and money by lowering overheads. Reduce the operational cost of library. Generate library reports. It helps to submit the different committees, different bodies. It helps to functioning of circulation sections. It means to issue return the library materials on the counter. Some are the benefits of library automation. It increases effective management and system access. Improvement of library services, increase productivity, storage, retrieve information effectively, save the time of library users, library activities and services are more cost effective. Improve variety, quality, quantity of library materials. Prepares library to meet the difficulties provided by the emerging technology and advancements. There are some open source software which are available for those libraries having no budget. They can install open source software including Koha, Newsengine, Evergreen, Greenstone, DSpace, ePrint, ABCD system, eGranthalaya. The last part of the paper is conclusion. Library management system helps the library staff in performing library function to deliver quality services for library users. Some open source software which are given in the paper that are very useful for every library professionals. This article will be helpful for every library professional to understand the concept of LMS and library acquisition. Thank you very much.
Next, we move forward with Dr. B.V. Chalukya. The research paper title is Connection between Library Management System and Radio Frequency Identification. I would request Sir to present his research paper. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation.
Good morning, all of you. My topic is connection between library management system and radio frequency identification. Myself, I am Dr. B.V. Chalukya, working as a librarian in Sri Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Umarga, District Osmanabad, Maharashtra. The present state of radio frequency identification, known as RFID technology, is discussed in this study. Aside from a brief overview of the technology's fundamentals, radio frequency identification is a generic word that refers to a system that uses radio waves to wirelessly broadcast and objects or persons identify. Introduction of the study. Radio frequency identification is the abbreviation of RFID. It is an electronic device that uses a reader to extract digital data contained in a RFID tag or transponder. A radio frequency field passes through the antenna of a tag. AC voltage is generated in the antenna, which is rectified to deliver power to the tag once it is powered. RFID is a next generation auto identification and data collection technology that aids in the automation of business activities in a secure, open environment. This solution RFID is a novel method for data collecting and auto identification. Allied operations of LMS and RFID. In recent years, there has been a surge in the adoption of RFID technology. In the sector, supply chain management, attendance management, library management, automated toll collecting and other applications have benefited from research and development in this sector. This is the figure of a gross diagram of RFID system in library. Connections to library. Librarians have a reputation for being early adopters of technology, as seen by their uses of computers and later barcodes. Standards such as MARC and OCLC have now become popular among libraries for sharing bibliographic data with other libraries. Several of library automation software has emerged as the next generation of library automation in the last decades. The next wave of automation in the library business will involve RFID technology. RFID is playing an increasingly important part in the library process in order to make everyone's job easier. The library staff, whose role is to assist patrons in making the most of library resources. He is always busy handling books, RFID tag, ads in the automation of this procedure, allowing them to devote more time to helping customers. Now we see advantages and disadvantages of RFID in library. Advantages: operations such as monitoring shelf material, identifying missing and mis-shelved items, and routinely taking stock will be possible. Spending less time on circulation operations allows library employees to assist patrons during check-in and check-out, avoiding RESI such as carpal tunnel syndrome. Patrons find what they are looking for quickly and easily. Library item identification and security are merged in a single tag, removing the need for a separate security strip. Even when libraries are experiencing staff shortage, etc. Some disadvantages are: before moving on the next step, you must first source RFID hardware such as reader tabs and antennas. Specific read zones can be determined and implementation can be done once the hardware specification and associated goods are finished. Each and every book should be labeled. The technique requires 2-3 persons to place tags to a specified area of the book as determined by the results of the pilot test. There will be a demonstration of the entire system process. The test cases, mistakes and improvements will be revisited in order to improve the system performance, etc. Now we come to the conclusion. RFID is providing to be a versatile technology in a variety of real-time applications, particularly in library management systems. Our library successfully implemented the recommendation system and it is functioning satisfactorily. The current project aims to take things a step further by incorporating online technology. This web technology can provide users with the ability to search the library's books using their desktop or mobile devices. Thanking you.
With Dr. Sharad Phulari, Jagruti Jadhav, Vandana Mathur ma'am to present the paper Introduction to Library Management System. Thank you so much for this beautiful presentation. We move.
A very warm welcome to each one of the participants, distinguished guests, librarians, respected guest speaker, respected chairman, respected CEO, all faculty members, and each one of the participants in this national level e-conference on library management systems for higher education and higher educational institutions. A library is not just a collection of books. A library is a thought process, something that helps in decision making when an individual is exposed to a vast knowledge of information. Information related to various aspects of not only business as well as arts, as well as various other thoughts of management, commerce, finance, human resource, information technology, engineering, sciences, microbiology, basic sciences, and various other subjects. Therefore, this e-conference on library management systems for higher education and higher educational institutions is a very basic and extremely effective ground to enlighten us on the importance of library management systems. Today, in a competitive world, an educational system where students are exposed to a vast knowledge of information is very essential for their overall success and individual well being. A library is a place where a student can not only enrich his skills but also a gateway to success in the future. Therefore, let us throw light on various aspects of what a library management system means and what it is doing for an institution. What is its relevance in the current scenario, and why should a library management system be updated so that it can serve the purpose? Before we begin, a very humble thank you to the organizers of this e-conference and distinguished guests, distinguished dignitaries, respected librarians, faculty, and students. I would like to begin with an abstract of this particular paper. This review depicts discussion about the manual library management system and digital or computerized library management systems. The traditional manual library management system is bulky, spacious, slow, incurring a lot of costs as compared to recent digital and computerized advanced library management systems. With the advent of new technology, slowly the concept of an e-library is coming in to our educational institutions. Special collection and maximum collection of knowledge resources in a soft copy format is very essential to save the time, effort, and also various resources of the student, institution, librarian, as well as faculty. Therefore, a library is a brain for educational institutions. Advanced library management system is based on software. It changes role, technology, and services of libraries. Information and Communication Technology, or ICT, identifies and recognizes the needs of readers. The needs of readers may vary from getting information to understanding concepts to formulation of strategies or recent knowledge on various topics. Therefore, depending on that, a library management system is a support system to students as well as faculty. Therefore, TICT library management system itself procure the e-books, e-periodicals, e-references, e-journals, etc. It can be accessed online also, quick also, and in a huge form. Therefore, it will serve the purpose of finding and giving information to various departments as well as students from various streams. Advanced library management system is a need of today's student community and the need of time, showing better utilization of technology for best library services. Digitalized library management system helps the librarian to maintain library books, references, journals, encyclopedia like knowledge resource in a more operative manner. Therefore, it is extremely important that library management systems should be updated, easy to use, easy to access, and understood clearly by the person who is operating them and the student, faculty, and each one in an educational institution. I would like to discuss now introduction to a library management system and how its relevance is implied in an educational institution. Library management system design carries online access, cataloging of products, membership management for students, faculty, non-teaching staff, librarians, and various other people in the institution. Cataloging of services, fee management, budgeting, which is extremely important for the educational institution. Self-management, therefore, it can be operated by the student or the faculty themselves. Barcode scanning, search function, because a library is a vast resource of knowledge. Therefore, books on various aspects are available to the student and the faculty. In order to search for their particular line of interest, it is important to have a search function where updated books are mentioned for the student. Digital accession, digital storage of data are important features of a library management system. Digital payment, transactions for all types of purchasing, which is fast, quick, cost effective, and user friendly. The word user friendly has a great meaning in today's context. Students who are accessing the system should be familiar with it so that they can operate it on their own convenience, timing, as well as according to their need and requirement. I would like to discuss the features of a library management system in this slide. Like we said, a library is a vast resource of knowledge. So, therefore, a library management system should have a description of physical materials, that is, the collection of books, periodicals, magazines, newspapers, articles, research papers, etc. Also, it is a physical collection of database where information on various topics is stored at one place. Library collection as a single place of record where it can be easily approached by anybody in an educational institution. In other words, it actually acts as a database and a backbone for sharing knowledge and interaction between the mentor and the student. Therefore, special collection and maximum collection and listing of printed materials is important. Listing should be updated so that the student can easily find the book that they require. Special collection of important archival material stored as separately in physical forms mostly. Therefore, although syllabus keeps on changing, however, books on various aspects are available at the library. Further, I would like to discuss cloud computing with licensed content of tremendous, huge data. In today's context, the features of a library management system have indeed undergone a great change. These days, cloud computing with licensed context and content of tremendous huge data is possible. Library collection is a multiple place of knowledge record. Special collection of knowledge resources in a soft copy format is available for the convenience of those who would like to access information. Special collection of important archival material is stored as separately in physical forms so that it is available for reference at the convenience of the person who wants to approach the library. Further on, the above table shows library management system positions in initial days and in the present situation. It brings about a comparison in the role of a library from initial days to the present day context, from manual records to the advent of new technology and extremely sophisticated IT programs and systems. Therefore, library management has undergone a tremendous change for the better in today's times. The advanced library management system is advanced in terms of various factors like cost, data, storage of data, processing of data, data analysis, as well as record keeping. The cloud computing helps to become robust form of library management system, which would be fast processing knowledge system. This fast processing knowledge system is of great relevance in today's context when students from various streams are approaching a library for information on various topics. Further, a library is a brain of educational institutions. That is, NAAC said that library of HEIs or higher educational institutions is a knowledge resource. A library is not just a collection of books, and resources also place to sit to gain knowledge, place to fetch knowledge. Library guides students to promote their views on their own perception, different ability knowledge provided by the library optimizes the student learners to achieve better understanding of academics and better development of personal skill development. Therefore, a student is better equipped to integrate himself in any industry after gaining knowledge of 3 years during his graduation. At the same time, various aspects of personality development are enhanced by an effective library management system, which is the backbone of his entire education. Also, I would like to throw light upon the changing nature of libraries today. The changing system of libraries, changing work of libraries, also the changing role of libraries, the changing services of libraries. All these four aspects are related to how library management systems can be integrated into any institution to provide quality education to the students, which is a need of the hour. The changing system of libraries inculcates various aspects which we need to discuss in today's conference. Initially, libraries were just repositories of information, that is, libraries working as full service community centers. They would provide information, and a student or a faculty or any other individual could approach them for physical information. The aim of such community centers was to meet a wide variety of civic and social needs. In changing system of libraries, the working of libraries changed to online. The collections and services of libraries shifted to digital libraries instead of manual collection of books. The changing system of libraries means the transforming buildings of libraries into collaborative learning spaces where a student can be exposed to a vast knowledge as well as can be exposed to different aspects of a particular topic by just a click of a button. The changing technology of libraries is of extreme relevance in today's context. Technology has touched each and every life today. Therefore, library management systems also have undergone great changes as far as technical support is concerned. The annual nature of libraries changes to techno-savvy libraries. The internet technology, the computer-based technology adopted in present days from manual processing is an important part of library management systems today. This changing technology of libraries helps the library to become more effectively important for the student and preserve knowledge, information, and data. The digitalization of libraries helps the library to explore, deposit, store, and use the collection online, quick, and fast. This collection is of knowledge, information, as well as data, which is related to various subjects in today's competitive business environment. Therefore, it is of extreme relevance to each and every student, research scholar, faculty, academician, and even an individual in today's society. The changing role of libraries has also incorporated traditional manual libraries changing to digitalization by library management system. The digitalization of library, changing role of librarians radically is of extreme importance. Therefore, librarians have incorporated various changes in their methodology of working and adopted new technology in order to provide a support system to the educational institution. The stakeholders, that is, students, teachers, readers, community people in college management, etc., get fast, quick, easy online access to library. They do not have to wait for very long to issue an book. There is no physical handling of a book. There is no limitation in library management system driven libraries. So therefore, at the same time, a student can get access to more than 2-3 subjects and a wide variety of books where his arena of thinking and his exposure both will increase over a period of time. This library management system should be easy to use, easy to understand, and always available at the click of a button for the user. Further, the changing services of libraries include library management driven libraries, how they change the definition of services, and library management system based libraries become fast efficient for information. The library management system library becomes a place to be creative, to make projects on their own where students are exposed to application of knowledge. It is free to make mistakes and then to learn through the creative process. Further on, a traditional library setup can be compared to a digital library setup. I would first like to go through the comparison in terms of operation. A traditional library setup in terms of operation. Library staff operates manually. Library staff operates in issuing section, acquisition section, catalog section, classification section, periodical department, general reading division, in-house study section by readers. On the other hand, a digital library setup uses information technology, digital technology, computer programs, provides operations through machines in library and the electronic formats available in digital form. The second aspect of comparison is in terms of procurement. Traditional library setup in terms of procurement highlights library staff identifies and recognizes the need of readers. The staff itself procure the books and periodicals, etc. Procurement is done manually. On the other hand, in case of a digital library setup, procurement is done by using information and communication technology. It identifies and recognizes the needs of readers. The ICT itself procures the e-books, e-periodicals, etc. and all procurement is done online. The third aspect of comparison between traditional library setup and digital library setup is communication. Library staff communication physically, orally, displaying hard copies of different books, textbooks, reference question banks, journals to the staff, teachers, and students and various stakeholders is the past system of traditional library setup. In a new digital library setup, in this case, ICT digital computer itself acts as a communication to teachers, staff, students, and various stakeholders about soft copies of different ebooks, textbooks, references, and question banks. The next aspect I would like to throw light upon is accession. In a traditional library setup, to get references, abstracts, books, journals, reading material, or reference materials, encyclopedias can be accessed only physically, in person. But in a digital library setup, to get a reference, e-abstracts, e-books, e-journals, e-reading material, e-references, e-encyclopedias can be accessed by online mode. There is no need to be physically present to access them. The next aspect we will go through is cost effective. A traditional library setup is not cost effective, but a modern digital library setup is cost effective and beneficial for the educational institution. The last aspect we would like to go through is space. A traditional library setup acquires a lot of space and it is very spacious. It requires a lot of electricity. The cost of placing shelves as well as storing books is extremely high. In a digital library setup, it requires limited space and it is compact. It does not require a large amount of space. Also, library management system setup and design. What exactly do we mean by a setup? I would first like to go through the definition of a library management system setup. A basic setup or library management system design and setup is a software. Library management system is a software and a digitalization of library services. Library management system is a software that uses various aspects to maintain the functions, activities of the library. Secondly, what is the purpose of a library management setup and design? A library management system is for keeping the data of books issued to readers, learners on digital quick-based system. Also, management system helps the librarian to maintain library books, references, journals, encyclopedias like knowledge resources in a more operative manner. It will help to save time of the library staff as well as readers. The next step is computerized software system for further breakdown of functions into specific activities that are carried out in knowledge resource centers. And the fifth step is library digital system or computerized software with coding for each activity, in the case class and activity diagrams, which are very important for student development. It is the most important function in the design of library management systems. The library management system software develops on different digital platforms such as Python, GitHub. It stores the library information data for a long time. So, having discussed these aspects, I would like to conclude that this review depicts a discussion about manual library management systems and digital computerized library management systems. The traditional system compared to the modern digital computerized system, which is very advanced and provides a vast variety of knowledge at a very low cost. Special collection and maximum collection of knowledge resources in a soft copy format is a need of the hour. Library is a brain for educational institutions. Therefore, advanced library management system is based on software. It changes role, technology, and services of libraries. Information and communication technology identifies and recognizes the needs of readers, and it provides a platform to procure e-books, e-periodicals, e-references, journals, etc. Digitalized library management system helps the librarian to maintain library books, references, journals, encyclopedias like knowledge resources in a more operative manner. Therefore, we conclude from this discussion that library management system design carries online access, cataloging of products, management systems, cataloging of services, fee management, budgeting, self-management, barcode scanning, search function, digital accession, and storage of data. Digital payment transactions for all types of purchasing, which is fast, quick, and cost effective, is extremely important in and as well as user friendly. Thank you, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to have addressed each one of the participants in this National E-Conference on Library Management Systems in Higher Education and Higher Educational Institutions. I thank you all with a very humble thank you.
Forward with the research paper that is Data Flow Diagram for Library Management System by Dr. Sharad Phulari, Jagruti Jadhav, Rita Palma. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Good morning to one and all present here in this National Level Team Conference on Library Management Systems in Higher Education and Higher Educational Institutes. I, Rita Pal, faculty of Thakur Charitable Trust, Thakur Shyamnarayan Degree College, would like to present my paper in this conference. And the title of my paper is Data Flow Diagram, DFD, for Library Management System. So the abstract of the paper is that is data flow diagram is the overall system in library management system dealing the flow of information, transformation of data of books in library. So the mainly the DFD it is represented by that is data flow diagram. So here that is book request and library card are two major inputs of DFD in library management systems. So levels of DFD in LMS depends upon the information and demanded book. So it should be displayed by the LMS for readers while selecting the book. The main thing is that depending upon the information demanded book, there are three main levels of DFD, that is level 0, level 1 and level 2. So here in this slide, that is the continuation of the abstract. Here I have described about this one. So the interconversation of input data and output data in graphical form is representation of DFD in LMS. And the next thing is that adds to avoid while developing DFD in LMS. So adds to avoid while developing DFD in LMS, data flow, control flow, representation of entities, functionality of LMS, connection of data store, DFD in LMS should be balanced at all levels. And interconnection of DFD are important along with no bubbles in level 0 and avoid the cluttering in DFDs. And the user's data flow to system and data flow from the system are three main differences in DFD at LMS. So for context diagram in DFDs, external entities, SRS, analysis, data flow, representation are helpful to develop the best library management system. So now I come to the introduction point. So that is what is the meaning. So the data flow diagram means the flow of information, the flow of transformation used for that is the moving the data in the system and from the system. Next one is that DFD is the overall system represented and disassembled by using input, processing of input data and output. The next thing is that input of DFD. So the input of DFD are described as a book request and library card. So now I come to the discussion point. So that is first one is that book request. So it involves the request by the students, teachers, management, or even if parents or by researcher, scientists, etc. So this book requirement request varies with purpose of studies, the type content of books, the availability of copies of books, the ratio of the book to the stakeholders, that is students, teachers, management, parents, researchers, scientists, etc. The textbooks are frequent with the book request. The reference book are less frequent as compared to the textbook request. So certain books are appreciated by readers by content wise or by simple usage language or by information wise. So demand or book request of such book is maximum. Certain books are ancient copies, old copies, rare books, valuable books, out of print books, etc. In such cases, the book number is less than the book request. The more demanding book request may consider differently in library management system. The data flow diagram or data flow arrangement is differ with respect to the value of books in terms of knowledge, information, content for readers. Now library card. So library card is a card issued by a library. It is issued to individuals. So certain times it may be issued to an organizations. Then the library card is entitled with individual or their representative to borrow the reading materials from library. It elaborates the concept of library card from Collins English Dictionary. Now, the library card is referred as a card for the management of books and patterns in a library. A library card serves similar functions as membership card. Library card provides privilege to the reader, student, teachers, management, parent, etc. Such as authority to borrow the books and other reading materials for borrowed period, which may be for hour, for a day, for a week, on for definite period, as per decided terms by LMS authorities and the receiver. Library card play important role in LMS because the library card also serve as a method of identification. The reader's identification information are there on library card, mostly in LMS, that is library management system. So the library card takes responsibility for the borrowed item. On behalf of the borrower, it means if the library card holder violates the responsibilities which were signed by the card holder. Library card may also refer as borrow cards. It is because the library cards used to record books borrowing before the advent of computer system of library management system. The library card plays a vital role in LMS because if the cardholder violates these responsibilities, so their borrowing privilege could be restricted or suspended or fined as per terms and conditions of law, mutually agreed by library card issuing authority and the borrower, receiver, etc. of the library. So next one is that DFD data flow diagram, zero levels of DFD. So levels of DFD in LMS depends upon the information of demanded book. It should be displayed by the library management system. The levels of DFD can be used by the readers, students, teachers, management, parents, scientists, researchers, general readers. While selecting the book, it makes it easier for the end users. Depending upon the information of dependent group, there are three main LDFD in LMS. Depending upon the information of demanded group, there are three main LDFD in LMS. on this the context diagram in DFTs. So three main differences, users data flow, the system and data flow from the system are the three main differences in DFTs. That is external entities. So context diagram in DFTs capture different external entities. This external entities interacting with system, data to and from system as incoming and outgoing arrows. The third one is that analysis of SRS document. So which represents context diagram in DFDs requires analysis of SRS document. Now the fourth one is that representation of data flow. So in this context diagram in DFDs, data flow is represented with data names and it is represented on type of top of arrow. So now conclusion. So data flow diagram is the overall system in library management system dealing the flow of information, transformation of data of books in library. Book request and library card are two major inputs of DFDs in library management system. Levels of DFD in LMS depends upon the information and demanded book. It should be displayed by the LMS for readers while selecting the book. Depending upon the information demanded book, there are three main levels of DFD as level 0, level 1 and level 2. So the interconversion of input data and output data in graphical form is representation of DFD in LMS. Errors to avoid while developing DFD in LMS. Errors to avoid while developing DFD in LMS data flow. Control flow, representation of entities, functionality of LMS, connection of data store. DFD in LMS should be balanced at all levels. Interconnection of DFD are important along with no bubbles in level 0 and avoid the cluttering in DFDs. Users, data flow to system and data flow from the system are three main differences in DFD and LMS. For context diagram in DFDs, external entities, SRS analysis, data flow representation are helpful to develop the best library management system. So thank you everyone.
Next, we move forward with title Library Management System Comparative Account of NAC Accredited Engineering Colleges, and the authors are Dr. Sharad Phulari, Jagrati Jadhav and Sonali Joshi. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. My today's topic of presentation is Library Management System Comparative Account of NAC Accredited Engineering Colleges. I, Sonali Joshi, Assistant Professor of ZSCT Thakur Shyamnarayan Degree College, Andheri East, Mumbai. So the abstract of this is there is the comparative account of library management system in NAC accredited engineering colleges with A plus grade, A grade and B grade is carried out. So from this search we find that the comparative study depicts that the Amrut Vahini College of Engineering with A plus has better library management system in terms of automation, while ILMS Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies College with A grade is also fully automated in library management system. However, the B grade engineering college, Jalpalguri Government College Engineering has partially automated system. So we study the criteria for the NAC for these three colleges. The LMS facilities are better in Devgiri College of Engineering and Management Studies College with A grade and Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College with the B grade. The discussion leads to conclusion that the LMS and the ILMS counts a lot in assessment and the accreditation by NAC. Amongst accreditation engineering colleges by NAC, A plus grade college and the A grade college as well as the B grade college having LMS with 3 to 4 subscription for the e-resources. It means almost some number of subscription for e-sources in library management studies. The comparative account clears that Devgiri Institute of Engineering and the Management Studies College having the A grade has maximum enrichment regarding the rare books, manuscripts, etc. This college is having e-access for RBSI, Rare Books Society of India. The library management system of this college has e-access with the division of rare manuscripts which provide access with division of rare correction to stakeholder with no cost. While no college, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College having B grade has collection of e-books, e-resources but not mention about the rare books and the manuscripts. Average annual expenditure by colleges towards the library management system is directly proportional to the acquired grade by NAC. Means it indicates that the grade of services rendered by the institute libraries towards the stakeholders. It means the grade based the services rendered by the institute library and the library management system. The college received the highest grade, that is the A plus, is having the highest footfall and log-in data for online access. Introduction about the NAC. What is the NAC? For what purpose this NAC is useful? So the full form of NAC is National Assessment and Accreditation Council. It is the autonomous institution of University Grants Commission. It was established in 1994. It is for the process of assessment and the reaccreditation of educational universities and higher educational institutes. NAC focuses on the assessment and accreditation. NAC does the assessment of the quality of higher education institutions in India. It consists of the self-assessment by the institution along with the external peer assessment organized by the NAC itself. The accreditation by NAC is carried out by considering 5 core values such as the contribution to national development, fostering global competencies among the students, inculcation of value system among the student, promotion of the use of technology and waste of excellence. NAC has focus of assessment of quality initiatives, quality systems and quality enhancement. NAC carried out the assessment on the basis of 7 criteria such as the curricular aspects, teaching, learning and the evaluation, research, innovation and extension, infrastructure, learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, institution, values and the best practices. So here this 4, that is the infrastructure and learning resources, has 4 key indicators. That is the 4th criteria of assessment by the NAC is infrastructure and learning resources has 4 key indicators as the physical facilities in HEI, 4.2 library as a learning resource, 4.3 IT infrastructure and 4.4 is a maintenance of campus infrastructure. So if we think about the library management system, that is the LMS. What is the LMS? LMS is the quality assessment by the NAC has focused on a learning as a learning resource. Higher educational institution library has books, journals, e-resources and all the types of learning material. HEI library includes, that is the high educational institution library include technology aided learning mechanisms. HEI guides the student to get knowledge, information and skills required for their study programs. NAC looks for the quality assessment of library with recent development due to the availability of digital technologies. In the fourth quality, that is the learning as a resource, library as a learning resource. In this fourth quality, infrastructure and the learning resources, as we mentioned earlier, that criteria, that is a 4.2, library as a learning resource is a key indicator is library and the learning resources. In this key indicator, NAC focuses on automation of library using the ILMS, use of e-journals, e-books. It also focuses on providing remote access to e-resources in the library. NAC treats it as a matter of necessity. Provision of ILMS, e-journals, e-books and its remote access as well as utilization of these provisions important in the quality of higher educational institute. So, there are the various types of the universities institutions that is accredited by the NAC. First is the autonomous college. Second is the affiliated or the constituent UG or PG colleges. Third is the health science universities. Fourth, health science colleges. Fifth, Sanskrit University. Sixth, Open Universities. Seventh, there is a dual mode university. And the last, means the eighth, is the teacher educational institution. Amongst different types of the institutes, the affiliated or constituent college are the HEI. Affiliated to university or constituent colleges are the HEI affiliated to university or constituent part of the university. There are different affiliated colleges such as the arts, science, commerce, mono or multi or the faculty college or the engineering colleges. Here we discuss about the engineering colleges, health science colleges, the teacher education institution. So there is the next is the LMS of engineering colleges with name accreditation. For the present study on the LMS, the engineering colleges with NAC accreditation were chosen. The purpose is to study and compare the LMS, that is the library management system in its engineering colleges. For present study of LMS, 3 engineering colleges we were chosen on random sampling basis on NAC website showing the list of accredited institutions. And we find from this comparative account, we carry the comparative account of LMS in 3 graded engineering college is chosen as the A+ grade college and B grade college. The institute for the cooperative study were chosen on the basis of engineering, subject and grade. It honor by NAC as random from list. The HEI were studied by getting the access of SSR data of concerned engineering college under the study. So here we study the three engineering college, that is Amrut Vahini College of Engineering, Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies, Engineering College of Jai Paiguri Government Engineering College. So this Amrut Vahini College of Engineering from Aurangabad, Maharashtra. Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies College is from Sangamner, Ahmednagar. And this Engineering College of Jaipurguri Government Engineering College from the West Bengal, okay, India. First, Amrut Vahini College have the NAC grade A plus. Devgiri College have the A plus grade, and the Jaipurguri Government Engineering College get the B grade in same year. Okay. Then we study the comparative account. Okay, the comparative account about the 4.2.1 library is automated using integrated library management systems. The comparative study depicts that Amrut Vahini College of Engineering has A plus, has better LMS system in terms of the automation using a ILMS. The college Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies College with A grade is also fully automated LMS. However, the B grade engineering college has partially automation system. The LMS facilities are better in Amrut Vahini College of Engineering, which is from the Aurangabad, with A plus grade as compared to the Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies College with A grade, which is from the Ahmednagar, and Engineering College Jaipurguri Government Engineering College with B grade, which is from the West Bengal. The discussion leads to the conclusion that the LMS and ILMS counts in assessment and accreditation by NAC. Subscription for the e-sources by the institution. So, Amrut Vahini College of Engineering has the A plus grade. The response of this institute is having any free subscription of e-resources as e-journals, e-Shabda Sindhu, Shodh Ganga membership, e-books, databases, and remote access to the e-resources. Then the Devgiri College. Out of these all, the Devgiri Institute of Engineering Management Studies College having any for subscription of e-resources as e-journals, e-Shabda Sindhu, Shodh Ganga membership, e-books, databases, and the remote access to the e-resources. Engineering College of Jaipurguri Government Engineering College having the B grade by the NAC. The institution is having any free subscription of e-resources as the e-journal, e-Shabda Sindhu, Shodh Ganga membership, e-books, databases, and the remote access to e-resources. Amongst accredited engineering colleges by NAC, A plus grade college as well as B grade college having LMS with 3 to 4 subscription for e-sources. It means almost same number of subscription for e-sources in library management system. So here there is a comparative account of 4.2.2 collection of rare books, manuscripts, special reports, or any other knowledge resource for library management system enrichment. First, There is the first college of our study, that is the Amrut Vahini College of Engineering, A plus, has not found the responses. Devgiri Institute of Engineering and the Management Studies having the A grade. Okay, the responses of these colleges, the college library management system is enriched with the various rare books. The Rare Book Society in India is providing a virtual space for the rare books collectors in college LMS, Antique Indian Books, Manuscript Online Resource at the Indian Rare Manuscript, 200 to 350 years old, made available. The Division of Rare Manuscript provide access of rare collection to students, scholars and researchers to read out any changes. Then the third college, that is the Engineering College of Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College B, Library Management System of Institute has a collection of around 1 lakh book, e-journal, e-books and the e-Shabda Sindhu. The comparative account clears that the Devgiri Institute of Engineering Management Studies college having the A grade has the maximum enrichment regarding the rare books, manuscript, etc. This college is having the e-access for RBSR Rare Book Society of India. The library management system of this college has e-access with division of rare manuscripts which provide access of rare collection to stakeholder and no cost. While the Engineering College, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College having the B grade has collection of e-books, e-resources but not mentioned about the rare books and the rare manuscripts. So there is a comparative account of these two colleges about the 4.2.4 average annual expenditure for purchase of books and journals during the last 5 years. Each Amrut Vahini College of Engineering has purchased the book of 19.13 lakh. Devgiri Institute of Engineering College, Engineering and Management Studies College has purchased the book of 17.38 lakh. Engineering College, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College purchased the book of 11.99 lakh. So this data shows the average annual expenditure by the A plus grade college is highest while B grade college is having lowest expenditure amongst the three colleges. Average annual expenditure by colleges towards the library management system is directly proportional to the acquired grade, which indicates that the grade of services rendered by the Institute of Library towards the students and teachers as a knowledge resource center. So, from the 4.2.4b footfalls and login data online access, the number of teachers and students using library per day is 156 per day in Amrut Vahini College of Engineering, which is having the A plus grade, while it is 12.43 per day in Devgiri Institute of Engineering College and Management Studies having A grade by NAC, and it is the 34.01 per day in Engineering College, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College having the B grade for the library management system. The college received the highest grade, that is the A plus, is having the highest footfalls and login data for the online access. So from all these studies, all these comparative studies, we conclude that the comparative account of library management system in NAC accredited engineering colleges with A plus grade, A grade and B grade is carried out. The The comparative study depicts that the Amrut Vahini College of Engineering with A plus grade has better library management system in terms of the automation using ILMS Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies College with A grade is also fully automated library and management system. However, there is a B grade engineering college, that is a Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College, has partially automated system. The LMS facilities are better in the Devgiri Institute of Engineering and Management Studies with A grade and Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College with B grade. The discussion leads to the conclusion that the LMS and ILMS counts a lot in assessment and the accreditation by the NAC. Amongst the accreditation engineering colleges by the NAC, A plus grade college, A grade college, as well as B grade college having LMS with 3 to 4 subscription for e-resources. It means almost some number of subscription for e-sources in library management subject. The comparative account clears that the Devgiri Institute of Engineering College and Management Studies having the A grade has maximum enrichment regarding the rare book, manuscripts, etc. This college is having e-access for RBSI Rare Book Society of India. The library management system of this college has e-access with the division of rare manuscripts, which provides access with division of rare collection to stakeholders with no cost. While the college, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College, having B grade, has a collection of e-books, e-resources, but not mention about the rare books and the rare manuscripts. Average annual expenditure by the colleges towards the library management system is directly proportional to the acquired grade by NAC. It indicates that the grade of services rendered by the Institute of Libraries towards the stakeholders, it means higher the grade, best services rendered by the Institute Library and the library management system. The college received highest grade A plus is having the highest footfalls and login data for the online access. So this is the comparative study of all the three colleges for the NAC accreditation. So this is all about this topic. Thank you all.
Next, we move forward with the library profession in Mooc environment. And the author is Priyanka Naikwadi. I would request ma'am to present her research paper. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Namaste. Myself Priyanka Naikwadi along with Dr. Sharad Phulari presenting the paper Library Profession in the Mooc Environment. The aim of this presentation is divided into three parts. The first one is to know Mooc. The second one is to list out the challenges and role of LIS profession in the Mooc learning environment. And the third one is to know or to see the Indian Mooc scenario. So to start with this, I should tell about or talk about the education system that has been taken over or that has been performed since last few years. We can see that there is a drastic revolution in the field of education, that is a change from traditional to online distance learning mode. It was initially started with chalk and board system. Then it gradually shifted to distance learning or correspondence learning. This means that those who cannot actually attend the schools or colleges, they can, while performing the job or duties, attain this distance learning courses and obtain the degrees. Then it slowly shifted to online learning, where we can see this that there is use of technology in actual learning environment, and that enhancement of technology actually enhances the education system. And then it went to, or it is now shifted to hybrid learning, that is mixture of technology along with traditional system. But all these learning environments are now get the best made as such, and that is called as MOOC. So this terminology is quite new but getting popular. That is why we have selected this topic. MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Learning. Then let us see, friends, why MOOCs are necessary, or why to study these MOOCs. The first very important reason is that there is a great ratio of enrollment, or there is a growth in the ratio of enrollment of students in higher education since last few decades. The Classic Central website has given the data regarding this, that there are almost 180 million enrollments of students in these MOOC platforms worldwide. So there was a necessity, or there is a necessity, to know the MOOCs. Then, due to the unprecedented demand for distance education, it is vital that we library science profession should respond to this existing challenge, and we should also look into it, that how we can play a better role, or how we can be the best made of these instructors and students to provide the best services in this MOOC environment. Then the third one is to the MOOC. Why? Because this MOOC is the best solution for online and traditional learning, and it gives you the proper solution. It gives you the proper methodology of teaching and learning, and that is why it is getting popular. So to know this MOOC, we have to study the MOOCs. So these are the basic three reasons that I feel we should know the MOOCs. Then what is MOOC? MOOC stands for Massive Open Online Courses. It is considered as most recent form of online distance learning, which offers flexible learning for almost all. MOOC is defined in various ways since its inception, but the basic MOOC is divided into its 4 letters or abbreviations, which we call as MOOC. That is massive. Massive, as we can see, that thousands of people can take part at a time. Open is like open, it is open for anyone irrespective of age, religion, caste, country, whatever. Then online stands for collaborating, interacting with each other through an online mode. Then courses, it is a structured designed course, or it is a structured designed learning system where we can take a part. Then what are the related terms to it? Online learning, distance learning, and blended learning. These terminologies are different than of MOOC. Though online learning is a broad term which consists MOOC, or MOOC is a part of online learning, but it is not only the online learning. So it is different than three of these terms. In distance, as I say, that is learning without face-to-face interaction. It may be online or may not be online, but it is a correspondence learning where you have various options. So MOOC is a bit different than of it. The blended or hybrid learning, it is a combination of traditional and online learning. So MOOC is a step ahead to it. So these are the related terminologies to MOOC. Then what is MOOC platform? MOOC platform is that where the course is run, where the course is designed and made ready available to the students, where instructors and all other stakeholders of MOOCs are combined togetherly, and the course is run. That platform is called as MOOC platform, which is simply designed as a program tool on which MOOC courses run. So developing online LMS is a basic need of platform creation. It is a teaching and learning medium through which instructors and students meet online educational mode. Then what about library, profession and MOOCs? Library and information science, we call it as an interdisciplinary field of science, interdisciplinary field of knowledge, which deals with all these subjects. Librarian is uh, he must be able to provide services to all its users irrespective of its subject, and the groups where he is rendering the services. So libraries are the service providers who provide information in both media, print as well as digital. So MOOCs are very important for this profession. In the following areas where library professionals can have or can play major roles, which I have listed out after the reviewing literature. So the first one is course development. In the course development, librarians can interact with fast faculties. They can give them the material or the resources to create the study materials to make it available for students. So assisting in organizing developing courses, librarians surely have a great role to play. Then interlibrary collaborations, such as we do it for the interlibrary loans, there we can have collaborations with other institutes, other resource centers, and there we can collaboratively have a great number of contents where we can share the networks and get the number of sources or resources made available for the instructor as well as students. So in that collaboration, librarians can play a better role. Then examination, definitely in preparing tutorials, question papers, supporting materials, etc., library professions can play a greater role. Then preservation and copyright policy. Librarians are master of this and they are very well aware about the licensing policies and the copyright policies, so their expertise can be helpful in this area also. Then promotional and marketing skills of librarians can be used for course marketing, and it is almost seen in many literature papers that promotional role is very well played by the librarians. Or they can start the movement, they can start their own MOOC platform in the field of library science and make it available to the students, so that also can be a service that librarians can provide. Then developing information literacy models, which is the master of librarians, where they can prepare these literacy models for students to know the structure, process, and enhance maximum participation. So these are the roles that librarians can play. The Indian MOOC platforms, we can see that there is initiative of MOOCs in India in 2015 by Ministry of Human Resource and Higher Education. So the SWAYAM was the first platform in MOOC as a government initiative which was developed. Then NPTEL, it is especially for the technology enhancement courses or engineering technology. You can see even the medical field has been adapted in this. So it is developed by the IITs of Indians. Then MOOC Kit, it is also a open source technology developed by IIT Kanpur for technical and skill based courses. Then there is IIT-BX, which stands for uh, Innovative Pedagogy and such techniques. Teaching and learning courses are designed through IIT-BX. IIMBX is especially for business and commerce courses, where such courses are run and many of the commerce students are taking part in it. Then AG MOOCs stands for agricultural MOOCs, agricultural courses, as the government is more focusing on the agricultural outputs and research R&D. So AG MOOCs is purely developed for that purpose. So at the end, I would say that there are two things which are, as a conclusion, we can put into here, that MOOCs are emerging educational tool and we have to have the knowledge of it. It is a necessity of the day. It is a necessity for each and every academic stakeholder that we should know the MOOCs. Then there is another and very important conclusion, that librarians are such places where knowledge is stored, processed, and disseminated to the right user at the right time. It is the principle of library science. So MOOCs has brought various opportunities for allies profession, and we have to grab those. The skills needed for that has been already possessed by the library professionals, which has to be applied for playing the major role in MOOCs from content creation, collection, the same role that has been done in the traditional libraries, that is to be done in the digital environment, but with the more focus to online services can prove the best in their profession. So therefore, librarians as an information managers have greater scope and role to play in the MOOC environment. These are some of the references. Thank you.
We are moving forward with the types of library management system, and the author for this research paper is Sunil Patil and Ronnie Gonsalves. Thank you so much. We move forward with the purpose of library management system, and the authors are Sunil Patil, Ronnie Gonsalves. Thank you so much.
Namaskar. Greetings to all. Myself Sunil Patil. I'm librarian, Thakur Shyamnarayan Degree College, Kandivali, Mumbai. For today's National E-Conference, my paper title is Types of Library Management Systems. Let us start from the introduction of the topic. Library management systems may be a software program to regulate guide capabilities of library. A software program allows to regulate the entire library operations. It permits streamlined control of best information of books consisting of writer, name, edition, and many various essential information. So it's easier to seam for book and find out the right substance for students and therefore the librarian. The digital control through the software program is significant to tune records like difficulty, due date, who has borrowed any material. The software is advanced and designed with purpose to facilitate screen control to the universities to regulate a contemporary day library with correct information control. Various types of library management system softwares are available as per need of different types of libraries. Following are some of the types of library management systems. For example, Koha is there, Sleems is there, library management systems is there, Kotek library management system, library management softwares. So different types of library management systems are available as per the requirement of the institutes. So I will elaborate some of the library management systems and their features. We'll start it from the Koha. Koha is most frequently used library software in education institutes. So the features of the Koha is Koha is a software, open source software, basically open source software, automated library management system software. In the Koha, acquisition modules add new purchases on the databases. Circulation modules record the difficulty, renewal, return of books, and trace misplaced books. Various modules are there in the Koha. So in the circulation module, these are the functions available. Use of software on 24/7 basis from anywhere is facilitated by the web public access catalog. That is OPAC, web OPAC. Next is it provides advanced search in multiple language and maybe translate. This feature is useful to the library where courses are available in multiple languages. Patron modules monitor the database of members. Likewise, name, ID, password, and everything else. So it's very easy for institutes to handle the records of the patrons. Fee modules controls are gatherings of fees, overdues, fines, etc. Serial modules manages the serial subscriptions of newspaper, journals, magazines. With the help of these serial modules, we can segregate journals, magazines, records, and all these things. Reports of books, patrons, catalogs are automatically generated, making operation easier. Now, next library management system. Slims. Slim is also very common software used in education institutes. The Slims, bibliographic management with books, search, and can copy the image support. This is a different or added facility. Circulation support for issue, return, renew, or loss of books. This is basic facility. Member management for records of member data. Online public access catalog with simple and advanced search modules. With this opaque, patron can easily search the requirements. System support digital content like PDF, PPT, audio, video. So this is very useful to the library and patrons also. Database management support, universal product code generation and reading. Reporting features generates up to data statistics and standings of the operations. Reporting of all these facilities is done through these reporting features. That will be useful to the libraries for getting the information. Next is Libro, library management system. Libro provide library management solutions for public libraries, special libraries like law, medical, engineering institutes. So it covers various aspects of the institutes. The cloud and web-based library management software is accessible on any device. Now most of the library management systems are through cloud itself. So through cloud, patron can have accessibility through any device. Acquisition management is assisted with barcoding and RFID support. Barcoding is a very common scenario right now nowadays. RFID, we can find it in a specialized libraries. Circulation management tracks the movement of books. Open access catalog permits search and reserving of the books from anywhere and anytime. So patron can reserve the books from anywhere. Inventory checks are done by systems. With this inventory, we can have an idea whether the book is available, whether the books are issued, and if the books are issued, against whose name the books is issued. So all these things are useful through this library management system. So with this library management system, institutes cater to the patrons through various services. Now, in conclusion, library management system facilitates the administrator to stay and fix on library departments all functions. Basically, this library management systems modules covers all the functions which are related to the libraries. Also, it enables librarians and users to save a lot of time on various tasks and enhance efficiency. Basically, these library systems management systems are very user friendly. So it is very useful to the library and patrons also. By using these types of library management system, the management will be ready to follow the work outline and fineness of various librarians' capabilities. Additionally, they get a chance to understand how well maintained the records of books, issued books, and collection is. The librarian and therefore the administration department can access various reports to implement new improvements. So in the end, with the various types of library management systems, libraries perform their all services to the patrons. So here I conclude my paper. Thank you. Thanks to all.
Much. Next, library management system, functions and importance, and the authors are Dr. Madhukar Ramchandra Ved Pathak. I would request Sir to present her research paper.
ठाकूर श्यामनारायण पदवी महाविद्यालय मुंबई, IQAC विभाग आणि ग्रंथालय समिती, वसंतराव नाईक कला व वाणिज्य महाविद्यालय मुरुड, IQAC विभाग आणि ग्रंथालय समिती आयोजित उच्च शिक्षण संस्थांमधील ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापन प्रणाली या विषयावर एक दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषद साठी माझ्या पेपरचं नाव आहे ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापन प्रणाली, कार्य आणि महत्व. डॉक्टर मधुकर रामचंद्र वेद पाठक, सहयोगी प्राध्यापक, वसंतराव नाईक कला व वाणिज्य महाविद्यालय मुरुड, जंजिरा. ग्रंथालय ही एक प्रणाली आहे. तिच्यामध्ये विविध विभाग कार्यरत असतात. ते एकमेकावर अवलंबून असतात. शिक्षण, संशोधन, सामाजिक सेवा अनेक विविध क्षेत्रातील संस्थेमध्ये ग्रंथालय प्रणाली कार्य करत असते. ग्रंथालय प्रणालीचा मुख्य उद्देश वापरकर्त्यांना माहिती गोळा करून देणे, माहितीचे संकलन करणे, तिचे व्यवस्थापन करणे, माहिती पुनर्प्राप्त करणे आणि ती उपलब्ध करून देणे हा असलेला दिसून येतो. ही माझी पेपरची उद्दिष्टे आहेत आणि अभ्यास हा दुय्यम माहिती साधनावर आधारित आहे. ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापन व्यवसाय, व्यवस्थापक आणि कामकाज आणि कर्मचारी इत्यादींचे नियोजन योग्य पद्धतीने केल्यास कोणत्याही संस्थेचे दैनंदिन कामकाज हे व्यवस्थित पद्धतीने आणि संस्थेच्या उद्देशाप्रत जाण्यासाठी व्यवस्थापन एक महत्त्वाचे अंग आहे. व्यवस्थापनाचा प्रभावी वापर हा संस्थेची उद्दिष्टे आणि निर्णय क्षमता यांच्यातील अचूकता साधण्यासाठी उपयुक्त ठरतो. या सेवेच्या देवाणघेवाणीमधून समाजातील लोकांची बौद्धिक क्षमता वाढते, त्याचप्रमाणे समाज समृद्ध होत जातो. व्याख्या पाहत असताना शिक्षणासाठी आणि प्रशिक्षणासाठी माहिती प्रदान करण्यात ग्रंथालयाची भूमिका महत्त्वाची असते. ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापन म्हणजे ग्रंथालयाची उद्दिष्टे पूर्ण करण्यासाठी साहित्य, यंत्रसामग्री, मानव, तंत्रज्ञान आणि पैशाचा कार्यक्षम आणि प्रभावी व्यवस्थापन होय. आता ही काही वैशिष्ट्ये सांगितलेली आहेत प्रणालीची. ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापनाची मूलभूत कार्ये पाहत असताना जी कार्ये आपण पाहणार आहोत त्यामध्ये सर्व ग्रंथालय कार्याची देखरेख करणे, ग्रंथालय अंदाजपत्रक तयार करणे, साहित्य संपादनाचे नियोजन करणे, पुस्तके, ग्रंथ, नियतकालिके आणि शुल्क संकलनाची देखरेख करणे, कार्यक्रमाचे नियोजन करणे, निधी उभारणे, मानवी संसाधनांचा समावेश यामध्ये असलेले दिसून येतो. हे काय पॉइंट्स आहेत? नियोजन, संघटन, मनुष्यबळ व्यवस्थापन, मार्गदर्शन तत्वे, समन्वय, अहवाल सादर करणे, अंदाजपत्रक, नेतृत्व, प्रेरणा आणि नियंत्रण ही मूलभूत कार्ये ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापनाची आहेत. ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापनाचे घटक पाहत असताना 1937 मध्ये सामाजिक शास्त्रज्ञ ल्युथर गुलिक आणि एल ओर्मिक यांनी व्यवस्थापनाचे घटक सांगितलेले आहेत आणि त्याला व्यवस्थापकाच्या 7 कार्यांचे वर्णन त्यांनी केलेले आहे आणि हे कार्य म्हणजेच व्यवस्थापनाचे घटक होत. नियोजन, आयोजन, कर्मचारी, मार्गदर्शन, समन्वय, अहवाल देणे, अर्थसंकल्प. ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापन प्रणालीचे फायदे पाहत असताना या प्रणालीचा अवलंब केला असता मानवी पेपरवर्क कमी होते आणि कामातील चुका राहत नाहीत, अचूकपणा कामामध्ये राहतो, रेकॉर्डची नोंदणी चांगल्या पद्धतीने आपल्याला करता येऊ शकते. ग्रंथपाल हे पुस्तक माहिती अद्ययावत करू शकतात, त्याचप्रमाणे पुस्तकाची उपलब्धता आणि आगमन नोंदणी व्यवस्थापित करू शकतात. हे मानवी प्रयत्नांनी वेळ वाचवतात. ग्रंथालय व्यवस्थापन सॉफ्टवेअरच्या मदतीने वाचक सहजपणे पुस्तके शोधू शकतो. हे काही निष्कर्ष, हे आता आपण बोललोच. हे काही संदर्भ आहेत घेतलेले.